Hey everyone, Michelle Cordero from Athlete Remedy here. I hope you're having an amazing day today. It's Friday, the end of the week, the start of the weekend. I hope today has been fantastic for you so far. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode. If you tuned in yesterday, I kind of gave you a tour, behind the scenes look at the office here behind me. Gave you a rundown of what a typical athletic training room looks like, showed you the equipment I have, the supplies that I use for first aid, for taping, for bracing, to treat and help rehab all of my athletes here. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you haven't watched it, go ahead and tune back in and take a look. Today I want to talk to you about probably my favorite way to get rid of muscle soreness, of pain, joint pain, aches and pains that come with participating in sports. Now, I remember growing up, I did all kinds of sports as long as I can remember. I mean, I started when I was 3 or 4 years old, is my earliest memory of doing ballet, doing tap dancing. I also did basketball, volleyball, soccer, tennis, you name it. If it was a sport, if it was a game, I was there. And I was a very active kid, and some of you watching this are sports moms or sports dads or coaches, or you yourself maybe are active runners or into CrossFit. But specifically, maybe your kids do multiple sports, and that is fantastic. Now, side note, I do think that probably one of the best things that you can do for your son or daughter is have them involved in multiple sports. I think it is incredibly beneficial for their development. It's actually also very, very good for injury prevention and overuse, but as opposed to only specializing early in one sport. But that's all I'll say about that today. I'll leave that topic for another day. So anyway, going back to my story. So as a kid growing up, I was involved in everything. I mean, I remember specifically there was a long period of time where I would literally get dressed in the car when my mom picked me up after school, and I would get dressed into my tights and my leotard because I had ballet. I would go to ballet for an hour and a half or 2 hours, and then I would rush out of ballet, have a quick snack in the car, and get changed again to go to basketball practice that evening. And as long as I can remember, that was my life. Now, obviously with doing a lot of sports, doing a lot of activities as you're growing, even being a kid and having all kinds of energy, you're gonna get tired. You're gonna get aches and pains. Kids are gonna get fatigued, and that's just kind of part of the process, right? And that's okay. Now, what I wanna talk about today is what I like to call body maintenance. So if you yourself are an athlete, or if your kids are involved in sports, I think it's very, very important to practice body maintenance. And what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is kind of learning the tools, the things that you can be doing at home or on the road to help keep your body from getting hurt. Meaning, a lot of injuries usually start out by just having this nagging little pain, in your knees, or maybe you're just tired, your muscles are fatigued, and usually people kind of brush it off. Oh, it's just soreness, or oh, it's just growing pains. You'll get over them, and you're probably right. However, there's this window, and there's this fine line between just kind of brushing it off to soreness and fatigue, and that leading to injury. And so that's what I'm here for. So body maintenance is just learning the information and having the tools of what you can do at home to help prevent that, right? Because if we can catch a knee pain early enough, if we can catch that muscle soreness early enough and treat it so that it doesn't turn into something else, then down the road we might be able to avoid an injury that then keeps you from playing sports. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. So back to my story. So as a kid growing up and doing all these sports all the times, there came times where I was just tired and my legs hurt, or my knees, especially, going through a growth spurt. Maybe some of your kids have experienced that, going through all of a sudden a growth spurt during the summer, and now they're playing basketball, and man, their knees are killing them, okay? So I want to show you what my favorite remedy is for soreness, for aches and pains, and this should be a household staple. Are you ready? You ready for it? Epsom salt. Boom. You can get, taking an Epsom salt bath, it is probably one of the most soothing, most amazing, easy, inexpensive remedies that you can do at home to take care of your pain, of your aches, of your soreness, and it is gonna work wonders for you. So what I love about this is that you can get a pretty big bag. So this is a 3-pound bag, and honestly it cost me a couple dollars. I don't even think it cost $5. You can get this, it's nice and sealable at the top, and you can keep this in your cupboard, okay? You're a sports mom, you've got multiple kids, you're a sports dad, you've got kids that are doing football, and then they're doing track, and then they're doing, training for soccer. I mean, it is crucial to have this at home. So Epsom salt, this comes, like I said, this is like a 3-pound bag, and all you need is you put 2 cups into nice warm water in the bathtub, soak that in 15 minutes, and you sit there and your legs are gonna feel amazing. The minerals in it are gonna help kind of draw out that soreness, that lactic acid, and it's just really gonna help your body recover, okay? And you can do this every day, especially those weeks where you're having back-to-back games, back-to-back training sessions, going from one sport to another. I mean, you cannot go wrong with an Epsom salt bath. Now, a bonus tip, you can actually also use Epsom salt to help alleviate the irritation that the skin gets when you've had a bee sting or a mosquito bite, that redness. So it's a great natural alternative. So all you do is you actually take a cup of Epsom salt and dissolve it into a quart of cold water, soak a nice small towel into it and make a cold compress, and just place that on the skin right over that bug bite. It's gonna work wonders, and it's natural, which I totally love. So anyway, Epsom salt, must-have staple in the house if you're a sports mom, if you're a sports dad, if you're an athlete yourself. Trust me, having a nice warm Epsom salt at the end of a training session, at the end of a hard week, is going to work wonders for your body. And I remember specifically growing up, and it always seemed like my dad just kind of knew what to do. I was jumping from sport to sport. I would go from one practice to the other, and if something hurt, if something happened, my father, my sports dad, always seemed to know what to do. And I remember having Epsom salt in my house, and that seemed to be the remedy. And now that I am a professional and I work with young athletes, I use it every day. I have this stocked in my office. I usually give it out in a Ziploc to my kids when I recommend it, so that I make sure that they do it that evening and then send them. And you can get this easily at Walgreens or CVS. You can order it on Amazon. It's very inexpensive. Again, it's my favorite way to get rid of soreness, aches and pains, and I think if you try it, you're really, really gonna see results, and you're gonna love it. So that's all I got today. Tune in tomorrow. I'm gonna be going a little bit deeper, and I'm actually gonna talk about something else to complement the Epsom salt bath, going with a team of muscle soreness and recovery, and it does not involve stretching. I know a lot of us here out there, people say, oh, make sure you stretch, or you gotta stretch, to recover, or you're sore, you're tight. That may not be incorrect, but I've got a great tip for you tomorrow that does not involve stretching, because if you've got kids, if you've got young athletes at home, you know that they don't stretch, no matter how many times you tell them to. So anyway, I hope that you found this helpful. Again, get yourself a bag of Epsom salt. Should be a household staple if you're a sports mom, if you're a sports dad, or a coach, or an athlete yourself. Let me know once you try it out. Let me know how you like it, and I'd love to hear from you. If you found this helpful, go ahead and drop me a like. Let me know in the comments what you liked about this. Let me know what else you'd like for me to talk about. If you found this helpful, share it with other friends. And follow the journey. Make sure that you follow Athlete Remedy. I'm going to be doing these every single day. So I will see you tomorrow.